This portion of the CU podcast is brought to you by The Perfect Jean. Guys, are you tired of not having enough room in your jeans? You know, we're moving around, things can get scrunched up down there. We don't want that, do we? But wearing oversized jeans can make it look like a clown. People might laugh at you. That's not good either. And is your wife tired of you wearing sweats or khakis because you hate wearing jeans? Don't give up on jeans. Today's sponsor, The Perfect Jean, has finally solved all of your denim difficulties. They make great looking, perfect fitting jeans that are as comfortable as sweatpants. The secret, a special denim fabric that's super soft and has the perfect amount of stretch so you can squat, do yoga, or just sit around all day in them without ever wanting to take them off.
They make 6 fits from skinny to thick and have a waist from 26 to 50 inches in lengths from 26 to 38 inches. These are great for big boys, short kings, tall dudes, and all the rest. They've got you covered. For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc or Google The Perfect Jean and use code CUPodcast15 for 15% off.
Let me tell you about The Perfect Jean. They are a lifesaver. Ian knows all about my jean struggles. He's seen it in person. I literally, with a pair of jeans at a convention one time, I split them underneath the butt. I'm not kidding. If you got a little bit of a posterior like me, it can be troublesome to find a jean that can fit. But these are stretchy. I've already worn these going out to a club. I wore these just hanging out at home. These are very versatile. Ian, you love them too, right?
Yeah, and I didn't think I was going to like stretchy jeans, but the moment I put them on, no joke, they were like my favorite pair of pants.
You became a Perfect Jean believer. That's
I sure
right.
did. The Perfect Jean always has free shipping, exchanges, and returns. You can have peace of mind knowing that your order is completely risk-free.
It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code CUPodcast15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code CUPodcast15. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. F your khakis and get The Perfect Jean.
Boy, howdy. Amico, back in the news, can't stay out of the news. A couple of things happened. There was a Valentine's Day update, which, well, no different than any other update that we've covered.
It's a what, Ian?
A Valentine's Day update. There it is. The Valentine's Day update is a lot of hot air. It's a lot of, how do you say, horse shit. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. But the first thing I will read this first paragraph because it's funny. Happy 2024. A new year is traditionally a time for setting new goals and putting new plans in motion. Since our previous update in mid-December, we have been planning what we will strive to accomplish in the new year. On January 8th, we published our 2024 Amico Roadmap 1. Our forecast for 2024 includes some big goals. And then they talk about game development to independent developers. They spell independent wrong.
They did?
iOS compatibility. Publishing more games. Cornhole, Rigid Force Redux Enhanced, and Finnegan Fox. Bringing Amico controllers to market for this Christmas holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
In late January, we updated the roadmap to show some of the short-term goals we already achieved early this year. Sideswiper's AI update. Android TV and Google TV compatibility for Amico Homes and Games. Amico Home and Games. So it's funny to me because it's a lot of words to say they've accomplished nothing. I mean, we're talking the most basic accomplishments. Cornhole, Rigid Force Redux, and Finnegan Fox to come out. Other people have speculated on the Intellivision Amico message board, as have I, that I think that's it. That's the end of the road. I don't know what they're going to do after that. These are all the games they probably have in a completed or close enough to complete state. I mean, they already released an incomplete game. They released a fucking demo of a game that doesn't exist in a final form. Mm-hmm. So I think this is probably all they've got. So yeah, then they say that Sideswipers rides the AI revolution. Okay. Um, the big one is that they are now. So you'll notice that they don't talk about the console at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. You'll also notice, and this is interesting, they don't mention the word Intellivision once
Oh, really?
in that update.
That's an interesting thing, Ian. I did not pick up on that.
I will be. I wish I could credit them properly right now, but that was something that someone mentioned somewhere. I honestly don't remember if that was the message board or online, but someone goes, "Hey, they didn't mention the word Intellivision in there."
Was it not in the, let me check the email. Make sure it wasn't in the logo in the email. I wonder if there's a licensing thing that's happening now where it's
or I wonder if they just don't want to be associated with it, or if Tommy still owns the rights to the Intellivision name, if they don't want that under
that's what I mean.
Anymore.
If that was licensed out to them, maybe either the license ended or they're like, well, we don't want this to happen anymore. This has to end. Let me check my email to see that, because are you reading off of the Intellivision Amico Reddit for that?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, here it is. Off the top rope. Good name says, noticed that the word Intellivision does not appear in this update.
It is in the image. It is in the image.
Okay.
It's in the image of the logo with the little plankton ripoff, SpongeBob plankton ripoff named Miko. Yeah.
Which is also the only time they mention the console.
Oh, I didn't see that. Let's see. Back that. By the way, I think the independent. There's misspelled or it's a bad play on indie games and pendant. I don't know.
I mean, it could be, but I'm not going to give them that.
With their history of misspellings, Ian, even on their little startup guide, yes, misspelling Intellivision.
Yeah, so the only mention of the Amico console in this update is at the end, Happy Valentine's Day from Miko. You've seen our Amico mascot on the title graphic of our update. Our little friend first appeared inside the Amico console packaging with a speech bubble declaring, I'm Amico. We've settled on the name Miko to avoid ambiguity.
Thanks for, I don't know your brainstorming sessions. I don't want to be involved with that, but thank you for letting us inside and trying to sell t-shirts and mugs with it.
But anyways, going back to what I was going to say, I just think it's the way they're stringing people along here. Now we're not even talking about a console launch. We haven't talked about a console launch in months. They haven't. So now they're downscaling it and they're making just a controller. And they have these people believing that these controllers are going to be out by Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
To play 6 games with no more, or 7 games, no more in the pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what kind of, either they're lying through their teeth and these people are just so stupid, or the people behind it are delusional and these people are just so stupid. You're not gonna, to manufacture a run of those things in any amount that's going to be financially feasible with a retail price that's acceptable is going to be 10 times the amount that you would ever potentially sell.
Touchscreen, LED lights, the stupid disc controller. What am I missing? Supposedly there's a microphone that at one point said rumble capability. These are going to be, we were talking about it last time, there'd be $80 to $100 for these controllers. These are over-engineered, janky controllers, right? That may or may not have lag. So the fact of the matter is, you're going to have thousands upon thousands of people interested in these. These aren't just like one-off USB controllers, like the CDI things that like Limited Run did. Where it's like, well,
CDI controllers, you use some tooling. But it's basic controller technology.
Yeah, it's the same controller tech. It's just it's a switch controller.
Just rearranging the buttons in a different shell.
Yes, exactly. This is its own entity, right? So they don't have the people, they don't have the interest for it to manufacture it. The fact that they're going to try to lead people on to this shell of a company with like 2 people maybe working on it at this point is ridiculous. On top of that, can I talk about Sideswipers more, Ian? Our favorite,
if you would
game?
Like to, you have the stage.
Thank you, Ian. I felt like I dominated the water conversation with my piss and vinegar.
Look, by the way, it just made sense to do it that way. You're fine. You're good.
So Sideswipers rides the AI revolution. I want to jump out of my fucking window.
I did too. When I saw that, like, that was ridiculous.
No, this is their copy. I almost wanted to volunteer to rewrite this copy because I feel so cringy even saying this. No, we have not added ChatGPT to the cars, but the latest update available now on Amazon App Store and Google Play adds AI opponents. So they mean CPU opponents, right?
Yes.
So they're trying to like use a hip to the kids ChatGPT. Like, stop
all the fucking buzzwords they can possibly muster.
Stop it with your fake NFT games that were never NFTs. Fucking stop it. Second paragraph, Ian. With each new feature update, such as this AI update, computer opponents.
This drove me nuts too.
Computer opponents, which existed in video games since the 70s.
Yeah, that should be a fucking basic option. The fact that they had the balls to raise the price for AI computer opponents, it was, I mean, it's laughable. But that's the thing. They can now get away with anything with these people. There's nothing they can't do.
People are fucking crazy. Like cult is not even a strong enough word that we coined years ago. Like, it's not even a strong enough word for these folks. With each new feature update, such as this AI update, we bump the price up slightly until all features are completed and we reach full price. All early adopters get the subsequent updates for free. All right.
So it's like early access on Steam, except for the fact that they are charging.
It's a demo.
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a fucking tech demo. Congratulations. You added CPU opponents. Congrats. What else are you going to add? I don't know. Road spikes for your opponents going around the one figure eight track. Are you going to add different tracks? Do you have that ability to do that? What could you possibly add to bump up the price where I got to get in early and buy this fucking demo before it gets to what, $10 or $15? Like, what? Tell me the features, John Alvarado. You're probably one like, what are the features? What are these amazing features that you're going to add to this game? Can you think of any? Like, what can you add? Different colored cars?
I mean, here. So this is the crazy thing.
Oh, this is the crazy thing. Okay.
Crazy. Games like this. I mean, I can't tell you how many games I've bought on fucking Steam that are like $8, $10, $5 that just keep getting free updates over and over again because people actually care about the games they're making. Vampire Survivors, one of the most popular games of last year and the year before. Everyone plays it, loves it. Looks simple on the surface, but very, very addictive. Is a $5 game with DLCs that are $2.99 a piece, and every DLC adds more characters, more weapons, more maps. Like,
you're really building the game out. You're really expanding it.
Right. These are genuine expansions, and I've seen early access developers who, release the game, and by the time the game comes out, it's completely different. And the amount of stuff they've added is insane. And they might bump their game from 15 to 20 or 20 to 25.
Sure.
I mean, it's fucking insulting that, he's taking a demo, an unfinished demo, charging $5 for it, charging $3 more for CPU opponents, will probably charge another $5 or $3 if they even add one more track. It's just, it's ridiculous. And these people slurp it up rather than ever admit they're wrong.
I hope
they have no, I don't know, like, fucking have some self-respect.
So Sideswipers is now, it bumped up to $6.99 from, what was it, $4.99 originally?
I thought it was $7.99. Okay. So
$2
$2 for CPU opponents.
It's just ridiculous. And this game should be not even a dollar game. You can find dollar games probably on Google Play that are
there are better free games on Steam.
Sure. Or probably on your phone. With ad support, we'll just say.
Oh, sure.
This is a joke. And I hope that folks that are hanging on for dear life have their internal come to Jesus moment with themselves and be like, enough is enough. This is insane. I have to jump off this crazy train at some point.
I feel like if you're on that train right now, you're not jumping off.
Well, this has 50 plus downloads, so that means less than 100. on Google Play. So there you go. There you go. There you go, John. Maybe you'll get, I don't know, 40 more people to spend $7 on this out there. Maybe. So is that the only on television news that's come up?
Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. I'm not going to dwell on it for too long, because I feel like that's the nice thing to do, is not dwell on it for too long.
We don't have to.
Tommy Tallarico is selling his house, his Orange County house, and all I can say is I can't wait to see him buy it back in 2 years, because he said if he lost it all, he'd have it back in 2 years. So, Tommy, when you're back here in 2 years buying that house again, I can't wait to welcome you with open arms, bud.
Well, this has been reported on major websites.
Yes, so I don't feel quite as bad anymore about talking.
And I'll be honest, I don't give a shit if for someone that try to disparage us behind the scenes and try to go after my career in certain ways. I don't fucking care. At some point, they're all's fair in love and war. With this, this is Tommy's result of his personal ruination. What you want to say? This is all he's doing. This is his hubris coming back to hurt him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If he wasn't so boisterous and arrogant and narcissistic, and he might have just maybe failed at putting out a console, and we just said, oh, it's a shame that in another universe, Ian, so you know what, that's a shame that, we didn't think it was gonna be a good idea, but the Amico came out and they only sold like 5,000 of them. We thought it was not going to do well, but they gave it a try and it sucks. That's where it would have ended. But Tommy exposed himself for the liar, manipulator, narcissist he is, and that allowed other people
a low life.
He's a low life, but it allowed other people to see inside his mind and then delve into Tommy's past that he probably should have kept his, as Ian said one time, should have kept his mouth shut, because other people have now exposed almost his entire career for being fake. And this is like the end result of this. Being alone, having to sell your house. Eventually that nice Ferrari is going to probably be sold as well.
If you can sell it, since it's not a Ferrari.
Is that one not a Ferrari? I know his old car wasn't.
No, I just always thought it was a kit, but I actually don't know.
I think that one's actually a Ferrari, because Tommy doesn't know how to spend money properly when you look at his house. And this is a nice house. Not to get too much into the Redfin, it's on there, but this is actually a nice house in theory. Once you rip out the Spider-Man cave and the gaudy Egyptian attire in the dining room and stuff like that.
It's a nice house in shape, I guess, but it needs a lot of needs a whole new bit of decoration.
Or the fucking weird Houdini bathroom, which like that should be like in a restaurant, a theme restaurant somewhere.
Right.
But I actually like the kitchen. But so I don't have a larger point about this. It's just that
the chickens are coming home to roost.
Or they already have, and it's going to get worse. But it's depressing that someone who built a lot of his career on lies and for taking credit for other people's hard work could be allowed to get to the point of owning a Ferrari and having like a super nice house like this that could qualify like as a mansion at 6,000 square feet. Oh, to that fucking...
I mean, he came up and built his reputation in a different time. I can't really blame other people. I mean, it was harder to do this sort of thing pre everyone being on the internet.
Sure. Oh, by the way, that douchebag that came after me and Ian for being critical of Tommy, and then fucking glazing him by saying he has a Ferrari. He lives in a mansion. Well, it doesn't anymore, asshole. Doesn't anymore. So... That fucking douchebag. Anyway, that was funny, right?
It was fun. It was a great time, Pat.